right, what's going on?
I'm not starting. This is.
I can't either. I don't know what's happening.
Jason?
Well, I guess technically we're having a meeting because Bo texted everybody that we needed to have a urgent house meeting. I'm only here because I'm being forced to be here.
What?
I'm pretty disappointed. Shit's been going down the last few days. We don't find out about it until we call Bo to ask about his parents.
What?
Luciano calling me. I found out more information from Luciano and Momo about what's been going on. And
what?
Important meetings have been happening. Nobody's giving me any information. So at this point, I'm willing to pay whatever bills I'm liable for and hand in my key.
Wait, I'm confused. Can you elaborate? Because...
On which part?
What's the thing with Luciano?
Luciano called to get information from me about a stabbing that happened today. Before I even woke up.
Did I not tell you about that?
You told me Tommy got stabbed for running his mouth.
Yeah, that's what happened.
All I know about it.
That's basically the gist.
That's what happened. It was just another by-the-books robbery. I mean, and then the only really thing out of the ordinary that happened, only special thing, was Tommy getting fucking mouthy with these guys for some reason.
And with like meetings with Lang the other day when you walked in, I thought it was just gonna be me and him because he said he wanted to talk one-on-one about a contract order for Mosley's. But I didn't realize we were gonna have a whole meeting about just the Chang gang bangers in total. So it's not like we're trying to keep you out of any meetings either. What was the other thing?
What about when you got kidnapped and we didn't find out for hours later until we called to tease Bo?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. I think I was so in the loop of like just telling the coppers and whatnot. Yesterday, I had a hard day yesterday. I basically, I told you I wanted to talk to you, but I knew you were in the sewers. And I kind of just wanted to have the conversation in person.
I was willing to come up and talk to you.
And I was still processing.
I spent a lot of time out of the sewers today because people needed me to do stuff. And so you tell me you want to have a romance conversation. I say, let me know when you're ready. And then I get ghosted for the rest of the day.
I was still processing. I wasn't ready for the conversation, but I did want to have it. It's not like I ghosted you. We were talking about how you were doing down there and everything. You were telling me about how you made friends with the rats. And I was like, Santana eats the rats. Does that mean the rats aren't his friends? And then you were like, no, because you would never eat your friends, right? I didn't think we ghosted each other. I just thought, I was just still processing. And it was like, we'll have the conversation another time. It's not like we weren't planning on not having conversations. Not keeping you out of the loop with meetings. Who did tell you about the stabbing? What was the other thing?
And then
I want to make you feel better.
The mayor's at the yard. I find out when I pull up with Momo. And then afterwards, you, Bo, and Leon wandered off and didn't tell me anything that was going on.
Well, you were there for the entire thing, I thought.
No.
Plus, it was not a scheduled thing. He pulled up
he showed up really randomly. Like, this wasn't a planned thing. If this had been planned, I mean, you would be there.
Yeah, but I still could have known to be there sooner. I would have come out of the sewers to be there.
I mean, I'm sorry. I was caught off with the mayor in general. I didn't know that I had to call. I mean, and then I saw you, and then...
Every time something important happens that I think the group as a whole should know, I notify everybody immediately.
Yeah.
And I mean, we updated where we were planning on updating everybody, but then you were there. So basically you want me to just like, in the moment when things are happening, just to tell you to come? Is that it?
If it's important, of course.
Well, to be honest, I didn't even know what was like happening at the time, like why he came there. Like by the time I knew what was happening, you were already there. He was just asking questions about like how much we get paid per zone and stuff. Because he was trying to figure out whether or not we should be paid more. Things happen so fast in this city. I would love to be, like, I do want you there. I just want you to know that it's not because I don't want you involved in things. It's because so much happens all at once. How am I supposed to keep it all together and have conversations and also update 5 different people? And then I saw you there and I was like, so she's already in the loop now. I want to do better, Jason. I want to make sure you feel like you're not being left out of the loop, but tell me what to do better and I'll do better, but I don't know how I could have done better here.
I think it's more like doing more things like together and stuff.
And I would love to do more together. I just thought you were in the sewers for a few days.
No, I've actually been up here quite a bit.
You know, a couple calls or a text when you guys wake up, it'll be nice. Sometimes we don't know if who's awake or not.
Yeah, and 2, at the same time, I feel like I'm awake. I was awake before you guys today, I believe. That, like, it can go right back at you guys too. I mean, I'll call you guys more. I'm just not very like tech savvy, and I don't use the phone that much. Mainly just to pay people out and texts here and there. The occasional phone call, but I tried to stay off the thing because I'm just not used to it. When I was homeless, I didn't even have a cell phone. Do you want me to call more? Is that gonna solve things?
If that's what you want, Cloak. I mean,
I want you to feel
reach out
better.
to people and keep everybody updated, and then I'm left in the dark.
I just didn't realize you were in the dark. Like, I didn't mean to keep you in the dark. I thought everybody was updated everything. I literally called you the other day. You were the first person that called when the whole thing went down with when I thought I was getting set up. I just want to know, like, I'm not leaving you out of the loop intentionally, and I'm gonna try to do better. I'm just sorry I made you feel this way.
Okay.
She didn't even do anything wrong, but she's apologizing.
All right, we gotta plan days. We gotta have Thursdays will be ladies' night.
I'm sorry, I can't be around on Thursdays.
Well, Fridays.
We
I
need
can do
more stuff to
Fridays.
do together as a group, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
All 5 of us. We need stuff around the city for us to do.
I mean, we do, you know. You just don't include yourself with us.
Well,
Well,
it's
some of
'cause,
a lot
I'm-
of the things you guys do are crime.
Not all of them.
I know, not all of them. I mean, we have sanitation. And we used to go to the smut readings and stuff. I'm just confused. At the same time, though, did you think I was intentionally, like, leaving you out of the loop?
It sure looked like it.
Yeah.
Like,
it feels
why did it-
You go
too
off with
sometimes.
Bo all the time, and our romance conversation gets a pin put in it.
What romance what romance conversation got a pin in it? Oh, you mean the one that
from
I...
yesterday?
That
Yeah,
wasn't
you put a
because of
pin in it.
Boo. It was because I was still processing
No,
my
I didn't
emotions.
say that was because of Boo. I just say, you know, we see you go off with him all the time.
But why is that intention? Like, why does that seem intentional?
So it's not intentional that you go all the time?
No, I'm
You
down
like
to hang out with you all
run sanity
whenever.
shifts with Bo and have business conversations?
I mean, I don't think Boo and I have had any business conversations recently, but...
Well, that's what you said the other day and then you text me about adoption laws. Or you called me about adoption laws. That shift you said you wanted to run with Bo so you can have business conversations. Or
That
talk
was literally
business or-
just an excuse because I think somebody else wanted to join or something.
Okay.
I don't remember, like, why, but I remember somebody else being around, and I was like, we're just gonna go duo.
You could have just said that. We'll just do a duo and you guys do a duo or whatever it was.
I
was a
don't
trio.
remember why.
Trio.
I wish I knew, but there was never no, like, ill will or trying to leave anybody out. If anything, I wanted to work a shift with you guys that day, but we had too many people. I believe. I think you guys went and did a 3 with David, and then it left me and Boo, because I think David said he was gonna go work with you. I don't remember. It's never because I don't want to work with you guys or hang out with you guys. I promise. It's things like having too big of a group at sanitation that it splits us up sometimes. Sometimes, like, I can only do so much because I'm a civilian. But that doesn't mean we can do things, like, we can't do things outside of crime and whatnot together. But I know that that's something you guys have been enjoying. I just found out going down in the sewers is a crime as well. I would love to go
Yeah,
do
it's
that
now
with you guys, but
felony.
now I don't even think I can.
How the fuck is that a crime?
a
Apparently,
felony
it's government.
trespassing.
It's
Felony
government
trespassing now.
property. Apparently, the sewers is.
Oh, that's
I
some
think
bullshit.
it's newer, yeah.
Yeah, it's newer. I don't know. Do you still feel like it was intentional? Because I want to clear the air.
We'll see how it goes the next few days.
Like, why does what happened in the future determine whether or not it's intentional?
Because if it keeps happening, then yes, it is intentional. If it doesn't keep happening, then it was not.
But the thing is, I never intentionally kept you out of meetings or kept you out of the loop with the dagger or somebody getting stabbed. Like, I never did any of those things. I don't know. I think too, like, I feel like we update each other after things, but you wanted me to update you on the mayor thing as it was happening to get you over there ASAP? I was too stunned by the things he was even saying. You heard him when he was there. Literally victim blaming all the sanitation workers for getting robbed by the CG gangbangers.
Yeah, I was robbed by CG almost twice during that sanitation run today, so...
And I'm just hearing about this.
I mean, there's also the fact that she says that the only conversation you guys had was you telling her to bring up numbers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, then at the
We
at the
literally
thing
talked
today,
yesterday
just-
through text.
But
Yeah.
no, like, literally, when the mayor was there, you're just off the top of my head, you wanted me to give them numbers on what our salaries should be, as much as possible. Like, that's always the answer. Give us more.
I mean, I thought maybe you knew the numbers, but if you didn't know, that was fine too. I was just trying to get you involved in the conversation when I saw you. I was like, Jason might know. She's our numbers person.
Well, I don't really actually have that many numbers.
That's okay. You don't have to have all the
I'm
numbers.
a CFO that does nothing.
That's not true, Jason. We're waiting on the bank account, you know? Like, this is just the beginning of everything.
If the mayor has his way, it's also the end.
The mayor doesn't get to
Guys, guys,
determine
He does
everything.
not have that much time. He'll be out.
He can
Very
deny it
soon.
and we can
Spiraling.
go get it approved with the next mayor. He doesn't have that much longer in
He's
office.
Gonzo, man.
here's what I will say, Cloak. When you wake up, even if you're the first one awake, just call everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure that right there will solve some stuff. I mean, I personally don't mind too much, but like, definitely have been a ton of times that you wake up, you're awake for hours, and I don't know because you don't call. But that's fine. I don't expect it. But I would do that just because I feel like that'll save you, you know, potential headache. Not just that, but like be able to transfer information right away. I try to do that when I wake up.
Or leave
To
a
see
sign
who is around.
downstairs.
Yeah, anything that just tells people, hey, I'm around. I try to do that, whether
They
it's a
didn't
sign
call
or just texting
Cloak.
people. But that's the best thing I can think of for right now. Because I have noticed a few times that you woke up for like a few hours, and then you were like hanging out with Bo or something, and I didn't really know you were around at all. But
Honestly, and it's never because I call Boo. It's because I always just run into him here. I think, you know,
and I'm
when
not
we
saying
used
you
to
did,
work
I'm just saying in
sanitation
general.
so often, we would all just run into each other at the yard, even before calling one another. And I think I'm still like used to that. I'm not used to like, guys. I mean, before this, I was homeless. I had no friends. I didn't have my family. I'm not used to communicating about everything, you know. And
Yeah.
I can learn and I can do better, but
To be fair,
I
we've been doing
genuinely
this for a while.
didn't really know. Well,
That's
just
what I would
because
just say,
just
just
because
check
you
in on
guys didn't happen doesn't mean I feel like the expectation is that I should, because I didn't know until now that I should be doing it. Until you communicated it to me, I can't read minds.
I think it's more of like a house thing, right? If
Like,
we
yeah, like a
consider
nice-
each other to
like
be
a good gesture
family
or
or good friends, whatever, you
But
check in on the
I
people you
didn't
care
have
about, right?
friends before you guys.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you do
know
now,
how
that's
to
what I'm
have friends. Like, if this is something friends do, I mean, I'm gonna learn, but I don't
How long have we lived here?
know, a
like
few
2
months.
Almost 2 months.
See, and it's only
Yeah.
recently become a problem because recently, like, I mean, you guys have been getting into crime and we haven't been working sanitation as much, but we used to run into each other just without even needing to call at the yard so much. I don't know, I'm just not used to calling. I'm just used to running
calling is
into you
just like,
guys.
I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's what Alex said. It's just like a good gesture. Exactly. It's like, hey, close
Understand.
checking in. Even if we're not working or anything, it's like, hey, just
If
making
you
sure you're
need
good. If you need
anything-
anything, let me know.
I've
Exactly.
been slacking on that myself.
That's kind of
recently.
what I do. It's just like, hey, I'm in the sewer. I'm doing this. But if you need something, just let me know. I'm there.
Yeah, and I'm
That-
pretty
that's
sure
usually what I do.
Jason leaves everybody a good morning message.
And
every
I
day.
Yeah,
always
she does text me
respond.
every day.
90% of the time I do.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
How
like
is
waking
she
up to it.
supposed to
But,
know
yeah,
to do
well, that's
these
the best thing
things
I
if
can
they
say. Just
don't communicate?
check in. That's all. I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to do, right? As long as you remember.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I just didn't know
Well, especially
I was
because,
supposed to.
Depending on the day, you know, you wake up a little later than some of us sometimes. Depends on
Yeah.
the day, of course. But like if you wake up later and we're already out and about, we're not going to see you at the house, right? I know sometimes I didn't know you were awake because I was already doing shit. And then I just never ran into you. But yeah, that's all. Just check in.
And
I
it's
also
al-
just
it
don't think
also
we're
goes
each
to,
other's
like, the thing
mothers.
where you were asking me yesterday, like if we're all family. Yeah, we're all family, but sometimes, you know, it doesn't feel like it because, like, we don't all communicate with each other, you know?
Nah, I mean, I get it, and I want it to feel like we're family, and I want everybody to be happy. But at the same time, and I want to do this thing, and I want to change, and I want to be better, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's fully right to say I was doing this on purpose and trying to keep you out of the loop on purpose. I didn't know I was supposed to be doing these things. Nobody's ever communicated with this, you know, this to me before. I feel like I'm being kind of like villainized right now for not doing these things. But how am I supposed to know?
I mean, you're not the only one. Both does it too,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I just said, like, recently I've definitely been slacking on calling people when I wake up.
I think it's
I normally
mainly
try to
Cloak,
do that when I
though.
wake up a lot later than I normally do, but yeah, I've been slacking on that recently myself. It's not just you, Miss Cloak.
I'll try to use my cell phone more. I don't know. I'm not really good with technology. You all know this, but I I can do it.